Los Angeles at the video game industry's biggest show of the year, E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo. Some of the hottest names in gaming are here showcasing new titles, hardware, and the latest gaming trends. But it's the year-old free global hit Fortnite that is the talk of the event. The multiplayer shooting title, released last year by closely held Epic Games, has become a cultural phenomenon. And while Epic Games may be reaping most of the benefits, one CEO is saying this game is actually benefiting the entire industry. Two CEO Strauss Zelnick says as first-time gamers take to Fortnite, they will start looking for other titles as well. Strauss Zelnick joins me now. Good to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
So what do you think about how Fortnite is shaking up the industry for better and for worse?
I'm not sure it's shaking up. It's a hit. It's a great thing for the industry to have hits. We wish we had all of them. We have a lot of them, but not all of them. I think in the case of Fortnite, there's some evidence we're bringing on board a younger audience, perhaps a more female audience. And if people are being introduced to video games and they learn to love them, that's great for all of us.
Does it change how you think about how free-to-play games should be part of your business?
Well, free-to-play games are part of our business. We have NBA 2K Online in China. We acquired a company called Social Point about a year and a half ago. They have...
but perhaps more so.
We definitely think so. Our acquisition of Social Point was really to make the point that in addition to our free-to-play titles, which include WWE Supercard and our NBA title, we wanted to have a broader footprint, and Social Point makes games that are made for the free-to-play business.
Well, and just like any hit, could it just be a flash in the pan?
I don't think it's a flash in the pan at all, and again, it's been a huge success for the folks at Epic, and they have a lot to be proud of.
So 3 big titles coming out in October, including yours, Red Dead Redemption 2, Activision's Call of Duty, EA Battlefield 5. How do you make sure yours is the winner?
The way we create success, the entire focus of our company is on the quality of our titles. Red Dead Redemption has been a highly anticipated title. We've begun to put some assets into the marketplace, and people seem to love them. Pre-orders are strong. We're feeling really good about Red Dead Redemption. It does stand alone in terms of a theme. There aren't very many Western themed titles in the marketplace. When we put out Red Dead Redemption the first time, conventional wisdom was that Westerns couldn't work, and it was a massive hit. It sold in over 16 million units. We feel really good about Red Dead Redemption.
So it's just a few months away. Why aren't you showing it at E3? Everyone wants to see it. Seems like a great opportunity to generate buzz.
Yeah, we're actually not showing products at E3. We found actually this show for us is a great place to connect with our retail customers, a great place to connect with press and with industry analysts, with investors, and our products are widely marketed, and people have a sense of them. While we do have consumers here at E3, it is not primarily a consumer show.
So how do you intend to monetize it and make sure that it generates revenue over a long period of time?
Our focus over a long period of time is engagement. And what we've said is, with regard to all of our releases, we want to give consumers an opportunity not only to fall in love with the product, but to stay in love with the product over a long period of time. If we do that, revenue, profits follow. We don't lead with monetization. It's not our primary concern. We're concerned about entertaining, captivating, engaging consumers over a long period of time.
I'm curious about your thoughts on the latest gaming industry controversy, loot boxes and these play-to-win, pay-to-win tactics. You know, is that healthy for the industry, or is it exploitative?
I don't believe it's exploitive. I think at the end of the day, this is entertainment. Entertainment is not a must-have good. It's a want-to-have good. We choose to be entertained. The randomization mechanic has been used by us in the past. It is not a mechanic that we typically use. We do not have any problem with it, however. And I think the bottom line is, do your game mechanics fit with your creative offering? And if they don't, consumers won't show up.
Any concern that legislators are going to crack down on this?
I don't think that there's a concern in the U.S. There may be concern in international markets in the same way that we have, pure freedom of speech here in the U.S. And in certain international markets, we are constrained as to what we can do creatively.
So you think in Europe they could crack down?
I'm not sure which. I don't think it'll be across the board. It's possible 1 or 2 countries will have a point of view about what kind of mechanic can be used. I think that would be wrong-headed, and it hasn't happened yet, but it may.
And yet, last month the Supreme Court ruled to strike down a law preventing gambling in sports. And I know you've expressed optimism that this could have an impact on esports. You know, how optimistic are you doing things to prepare for potentially legalized esports gambling, legalized gambling in gaming?
We are not yet. We're open-minded. We are an entertainment company. We're obviously not a gambling company. It's a different mechanic. It's really a different business, and it requires regulation. I think we'd have to think long and hard before going into that business. However, it clearly creates opportunity.
There are concerns resurfacing about addiction and, athletes ruining their careers over video game addictions. Apple is adding new features to monitor screen time. Should the video game industry be doing more?
I think you can always do more, and if people need help, it's our job to help them. Our products are not meant to be consumed 24 hours a day, and I think a very small part of the populace doesn't exercise moderation with regard to any number of things that they can do. Many things that are okay in moderation are simply not okay in excess. That said, I think we actually don't seek to soak up all of people's free time. We seek to entertain people over a moderate period of time. I would also observe the media day is very long now. It's about 22 hours because people process a lot of media. Video games on average are only about an hour and a half of that day. We're still a very small part of the media day compared to, say, television, which is 5 hours a day.
Some folks are saying this could be the last generation of consoles. Do you believe it?
I don't, actually. I don't think there's any evidence that that will be the case. Remember, though, we're ecumenical. We want to be where the consumer is. 10 years ago, for a console release, the PC format was virtually non-existent. Today, it can be 40% of our sales for a console-type title. So clearly, the market is opening up, and consoles are not the only game in town. However, Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony are key partners of ours, key creative partners. They deliver great products, and we think they're going to keep doing that, and we intend to support them.
VR, what's your take on it? I ask you every year.
My take is the same, and I would argue that so far my take has been right.
Right, which is?
Well, so far it's about a $0 billion business, but except on the investment
side. What will
side.
it be? What will, is the fact that your take has continued to be proven true make you even more pessimistic about the ability or the opportunity to make money here?
We've already put out some titles in VR, so clearly we want to exercise our creative chops. Clearly we want to be ready technically for anything that may come along. There are numerous barriers for a virtual reality video game experience, not the least being that if you're moving around in the space with a headset on, that can be an uncomfortable experience, a nauseating experience, frankly, for most people. It's exciting. Most people don't consume entertainment in a solitary way, and people don't generally like vision and hearing, including headsets. Those are two of the numerous problems that I perceive. But I think, for example, in an arcade setting, VR might work.
AR?
AR is an exciting technology. It was already exercised in Pokemon Go. I think, like every part of the technological landscape, the question is, what do you do with it? AR, however, doesn't require that you wear a headset. It doesn't include your vision. It doesn't include your hearing. You can interact with others. I don't see any barriers to AR working. The only question now is, what do we do? What do our competitors do creatively with it? And if I had to guess, I think someone will come up with a great creative execution. May not be us, may be us, but someone will come up with a great creative execution.